Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and today we're here to answer a question I get asked very often. Foam stamps. Now, I design foam stamps, I use foam stamps a lot. Also, I'm quite well known for using foam stamps with acrylic paint much more than I use them for ink. And there always comes up the question of, Ceri, how do you clean your stamps? Right, we're going to address that one, okay? So let's just get in a little bit of equipment on here. This is going to be quite cramped viewing because obviously I can only work within the space I've got. So one of the things I always do whenever I'm working with stencils or foam stamps, or even if I'm using red rubber stamps or clear stamps, cling stamps, grey stamps, if they're being used with paint, this is what I have by my side. It's a cat litter tray that I picked up from a local grocery store, and in it is probably about 2 or 3 inches of water. So let's just turn this because I want this to be in shot for nearly all of this video if I don't drop something into it first. Right, so that's always by my side. Now we need to choose some stamps. I've pulled up 2 here, pulled out one that's got quite a blocky design on it, one that's got quite a fine design on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp some papers, only 3 of them. I've just pulled out some painty papers from my stash, because to be honest with you, this video is going to need a thumbnail, so I'm going to have to create something to be a thumbnail. So let's put these to one side. I'm going to bring in my 5x7 gel plate. It's a bit like Tetris, this. I'm trying to build up space that I can work within. And I'm just using white acrylic paint. And what I want to do is I just want to do some stuff so there's nothing hidden. Not that there's things hidden in my videos anyway, but I want you to see the whole process. So I would bring in my papers. Can you see that? Yes. And I would come in, so let's do a couple of the blocky ones first. And these are just going to be made up for collage paper later on. There's enough on that one. This is not a tutorial about doing these papers. It's just about the process that I use. So these would all be torn up for collage paper at the end of the day. Or if they were particularly nice looking, they might become a background on a card front or something. So this has now been stamped off. If you're worried about having enough paint off your stamps, what I would say is just get yourself some kitchen paper or something like that and just stamp it off a few more times if that's what you wish to do. I then put that directly face down into water. So let's just spray that out a bit again. And just fill up these papers just a little bit more. Stick that across there. So this will now go to dry. You'll not see that until the thumbnail. Again, let's just stick that in there. And one more time. So I've now made painty papers. Not going to clean this one off. I'm just going to drop it face down in this bowl of water. Now this is going to take probably 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to put in screen a clock. Okay. I don't know how else to do this. So we know that at 10 to 8 this morning, I put those into there. And when I come back, the clock will still be there and these will still be floating around in here, and we'll check out what's next. So here I'm back again. I would say it's been about 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, I just took advantage to make myself a cup of coffee for morning. So we're at this point now. 10 minutes is easily absorbed into the time that you are videoing. So or doing a project. So some of my videos will take an hour, hour and a quarter to film before I edit them down. So my stamps will sit around for a while. Now, when they're in here, you may have noticed the cloudiness in the back of here under the water. That's because the water has dissolved the particles of the acrylic paint and gravity has made them pull away from the foam stamp. Doesn't mean they're 100% clean. So let's deal with the blocky one. Okay, if there's any buildup of paint, it's likely to be around these areas. I just rub it with the pad of my thumb and it's pretty much clean. That's part of the process for me. Now, if this is full of stamps, and there are times when it is full of stamps, I will sometimes tip the water out and replace the water so that it's constantly cleaning the stuff in here. Now, this one has been cleaned, but I would normally take a small paintbrush, a soft one, and just do a circular action around any pattern. And it's literally, I mean, it's just getting in there because, let's see if I can get off some of this bubbles. Anything with little nooks and crannies or small apertures, the paint may take a little longer to dissolve out of. So that's the other thing I would do. I don't use something like a nail brush, that's too harsh. Foam stamps are quite resilient, but what I would say is just treat them with respect. I mean, I use my stamps pretty much 6 days a week, and I've had some of them for years now because I've been designing them for years, and I'll look after them. Now, the paint will all settle in the bottom and you'll have cleanish water in the top. But if you mix this up, of course, you're going to have painty water. If you wanted to give them one last rinse, maybe just have a second bowl of water and rinse them under there. It depends on how much I've got in here. So my next step is, I personally take kitchen paper. I call this kitchen paper, some people call it kitchen towel, and I will take my stamp and I will stamp it into the kitchen towel, both sides. Now, the reason I do this, and you'll see it quite often when you actually do clean your stamps this way, if there's any residual paint in there, as you stamp, say I did it in black, you might get little dots of black. That's a good thing because it's absorbing them out of here. If there's a lot of paint on here, put it back in the water. So let's just do that and that. Right, let's put this to one side because I am likely to drop it. So I've just cleared my water away. I'm not going to get into a lecture about water with paint particles in it. That's entirely up to you, how you regard the environment, how you regard your plumbing and all of that. I would say, however, do not pour painty water down your sink, because over time, those little particles can build up in your plumbing system and they could cause blockages. So dispose of the water as your conscience sees fit. Right, let's move this over to one side because now we've got them to this stage. They're still got water on them. They're still moist. They're a foam at the end of the day. I would not put away in storage anything that's damp because I don't know. Is it going to go mildew? Is it going to deteriorate your stamp? I've never had a stamp go mildew. I've never had one deteriorate, but that could be because of my process. The next thing I do, it could go back to my baking days, is I have a baking tray. I sometimes use this for coffee dye papers as well. And I've got a cooling rack. And what I do is I put my cooling rack into my tray and I just literally sit these on top. I do that so that the air circulates. One thing I do, and it's probably an unnecessary thing, is if there's a pattern, I tend to not put it face down. I can't imagine, because there's hardly any weight in this, that it's going to take on the impression of that, but I normally do it that way up. Some of them, if I've got a lot of stamps, I'll just prop them on their sides. Even the smaller ones work this way. Something to talk about though is if you've got really itty bitty tiny stamps, what I would do is just take a sheet of kitchen paper, kitchen towel, whatever, and even your smaller stamps, let me get some. Right, these are ones I was working with earlier on. So even stamps this size are not going to fall through the gaps, and the paper will dry and in itself keep the drying process going. So we'll just clean all this away a second. So for those of you who've been asking, hopefully that was helpful. Anyone who asks, do I clean my stencils? I would say very rarely do I clean my stencils because I don't have a huge build-up on my stencils. But if I've got a stencil that's got very fine apertures in it, what I'll do is sometimes I'll put them into that same cat litter tray of water and just leave them soaking there, and then I put them on a flat surface and I use my fingertips just to rub gently over the surface. If you go in with a brush or you're really tough on your stencils, no matter what they're made of, whether it's mylar, UPO, plastic, metal, you could catch a piece of it and bend it and distort it. I'm not one for cleaning stencils, as I said, so just know that that doesn't happen with me. So hopefully you found that interesting, my friends. I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, goodbye now.